Who doesn't like an orange supercar? I mean, especially when it's a Lamborghini, one of the most pedigreed thoroughbreds out there. The only thing is that it would have been nice if it wasn't German. Because every time I look at this car, I know for a fact, and all of you do, I'm sure, that it is an Italian, but only in design. But when you think about it, you don't really care, because it's one hell of a fanny magnet, I tell you. And today, I think it's time we find out just how cool she really is. So one of the recipes for a supercar is, of course, a powerful engine, coupled with good design, attractiveness, and looks, which is what you can see. But also, the weight of the car is very important. Reason being is because a lot of people prefer to track these. So it's not always ideal to have it for a daily use car. In fact, many people would argue that it's not a daily use car. And then again, I know a lot of people that do use it every day. So here's some interesting statistics for you. Can't really see very much, can you? Ah, there it is, the Audi in it. They've done a very good job of concealing this, and I don't really understand why, because when you buy a car this expensive, you sort of want to show off the engine, you know, have a sort of see-through glass option that you can put on the top here rather than a bit of plastic for the bonnet. But anyway, it's a V10 5.2 litre naturally aspirated unit, which has done a lot of duty in many cars over the years. This is obviously the updated version, and every year they keep updating it. It produces 610 horsepower and can take you from 0 to 100 in about 3.4 seconds. Not bad. Please forgive me, but I don't really fit in this car. And it's not because I'm too broad, but a bit too tall, you know what I mean. Anyway, I like and I dislike a lot about this cabin. Now, if you compare this to the R8 V10 Plus, I think the R8 V10 Plus steering wheel is far more better looking than this one. It's got more buttons on it, so obviously that means it's better. I'm joking. So on the Audi, you've got your drive select, then you've got your exhaust valve option. You've also got your mode switch, which you can change. In the Lamborghini, you know, it needs to be a bit more flary, if you ask me. I find it quite bulky. But anyway, it's got a nice little toggle switch down here, which changes your settings when you're driving. You've got very nifty little turn indicators here, which I quite like, which is quite intuitive, to be honest with you. But as you come down more to the console, I mean, the design of this console is glorious. It's sort of sweeping down, and you've got this little empty bit here. Anyway, mixed reviews about that. And here, along your entertainment system and your navigation, you've got some A4 Audi buttons. I really don't understand why Lamborghini do that. I mean, this toggle switch is fantastic. Start, stop, you know, very fighter jet, as is this little gear lever here. It's fantastic, and you just go and bloody spoil it with all this crap around here. Anyway, good news, guys. I got in. Anyway, there's a good reason for it. I must say, I don't think I'd drive this car long distance, but I'm going to fire her up. Let's see how many flashing lights we see. Here we go. Ooh, fancy. Well, it's got the digital cockpit, which is what Audi are famous for. They've got this throughout their range, even in the A4s, if you go for the technology pack. Something a little different are these three little bars here, which measure your battery, your oil temperature, and your coolant as well. And these switches here I quite like. It's quite revolutionary, actually. Well done, Lambo. Just, you know, sort of block out this bit here. Yeah, there you go. Perfect. Okay. Hello, everybody. We're going to do an exhaust check. Hang on. It's a bit fucking loud, isn't it? Hang on. Let's put it into course and see what happens. Scaring my dogs. Shish, this thing is loud. I'm not even revving it. Give me that camera. Look at this, y'all. I'm not even revving it. Let's look at this. Jeepers, weepers. Right. Switch it off. I'm getting earache. Well, that was entertaining. Probably not as entertaining as watching me get out. Because, in all honesty, God. Hey! Ugh. Oh, bloody hell. Done. This car has a beautiful nose. So beautiful, in fact, I'd probably let it run over me. But at the same time, it's not just the design, it's actually the functionality. So this carbon fiber diffuser here, which looks glorious, by the way, actually channels air through here. And if you look from the top, all the way down from the lights and the curvature along the fender here, all the way down the door, it'll waft air all the way into the intakes here to cool the engine down, which is quite cool. But it doesn't have the cooling option that has on many of the Ferraris with the actual ducts in the front bumper. But anyway, as far as looks goes though, it's epic. As far as the rear of the car is concerned, I don't prefer it when we talk about the front. For me, I find there's a lot going on, okay? I wouldn't say it's ugly by any means, but I don't know. Too many lines, too many creases, and I just feel that this part here looks like an add-on. You know, when you've got your parking sensors up here, when technically you'd probably want them over here. I don't know, but there is a camera too. So I'm not a designer. I don't think I should be the one to say anything further about it, but well, at least Lamborghini, please give customers the option of a nice engine bay and not plastic covers. Oh, and as far as the picnic table is concerned, I'd give it a miss. Okay, so verdict time on the Lamborghini Huracan. The question is this: should you avoid buying one? Should you consider buying one? Or should you just go right ahead and buy it? Here is my take on that decision. If I had the money, I would be looking at two models. I'd be looking at this and its, I'm going to call grown-up brother, the Audi R8 V10 Plus, which actually is exactly the same car when you look at it from an engineering standpoint. You can even have the same brakes on the Audi R8, and this one has the optional carbon ceramic pack. So both cars produce the same horsepower. Both cars have the same glorious V10 naturally aspirated engine, which, by the way, is going to become a thing of the past very soon, which is, I don't know, quite disappointing. I've always loved naturally aspirated cars. I like the way the linear powertrain just kicks in. It's far better than turbos, in my opinion. But sooner or later, everything's going to be electric. So, while you've got the chance, if you're the sort of person that has to be seen and wowed every single day of your life, you need one of these. But if you're the sort of person who's a little bit more understated, someone's going to say, oh, that's a nice car, over, oh my God, you know, which is pretty much what most Lamborghinis are anyway, then I think you have your answer. It's design over it's aggressive design versus a more mellow design, okay? Both very functional in what they do, and pretty much both of them do the same things. But as far as the interiors are concerned on this car, which is something I'd like to highlight, I've spent quite a bit of time behind the wheel of an R8 V10 Plus, and I prefer the steering wheel. I prefer the cockpit. Only reason for that is I find that there's a lot more going on, and you sort of sit in an Audi. What disappoints me here is that there are elements in this car which are not Lamborghini. In fact, even that is an understatement, because the car is German, if you think about it. So when you're spending a lot more money for a car like this, you should get something more individual. And that's something where Lamborghini, I feel, have gone down. If you put it against a Ferrari is a Ferrari. I think I'd save the money. I think I'd buy an R8 V10 Plus. If I wanted bigger wheels on it, I'd probably give HRE or Vossen a call, hashtag. I'd probably, or probably almost definitely give Novitec or Capristo a ring as well and put a nice exhaust on it. And I'd probably go for the R8. But then again, if you don't go in for a Huracan, you're missing the flair. You're missing that brand. It's all about brand, the Italian bull. That's what people want. People want aggression, they want missile, they want style. And in some cases, they're willing to pay a lot more for it. But don't feel too bad. I think this is a breathtaking car. And if I had the money, I'd probably buy two. I'd have one of these, and I'd have an R8 as well, maybe. One for track, one for road. So let's conclude today's video. Buy, consider, or avoid. I think you should consider one, okay? I really do think Lamborghini are fantastic at styling. Their designers are probably some of the best in the world. And yeah, if you've got the money, you should drive away with one. I'm not doing that again.